Well, in today's video, I think women or girls who do anything that guys can do are totally awesome. Like take it from me. I'm a guy who I can't fix a car because I don't have the physical dexterity to go underneath the car, tinker with the tools. But if I had a girlfriend who could fix my car, if I had one, I would think that's awesome, and I'm totally okay with it. But when guys say to girls and women that they can't do what guys can do, that's totally wrong. I think it's totally fine. I think it's totally wonderful that they would fix their own car. Because if you think about it like this, if your girlfriend could fix your car for you, it costs you less money to take it to a mechanic. And besides that, honestly, the only mechanics I trust in the world nowadays are the guys from West Coast Customs and Counting Cars. Those are the only mechanics I trust anyway. So, if I had a girlfriend that knew how to fix cars, that totally is a bonus. And guys underestimate women all the time. I mean, maybe it's just me. I was raised by, 4 different women. And I'm perfectly okay with girls and women playing video games. I'm perfectly fine with it. And honestly, if I got my ass handed to me by a woman in a video game, more power to her, or anything for that matter. Because to tell you the truth, I'll tell you a little story about myself too. When I was raised by 4 different women, I like to go shopping. And everybody says girls spend too much money on clothes and stuff like that. That's a misconception, people. Honestly, I love to shop. Guys spend just as much as women do when it comes to going shopping. But we spend our, let's say, $2,000, let's say, that's our budget, on a TV or a sound system. But women and girls spend it on clothes, shoes, whatever. And mainly guys who say to their significant other, you go shopping way too much. Guys, I have some advice for you. That should never be said. Because mainly for that part, that stuff is for you. So if you complain about your girl going shopping, you should just be quiet there right now. Because 90% of it is for you. And then I would state that we spend just as much on stuff as women do. And everybody's got this misconception that women cannot play games. Women can play games, and honestly, women can actually do it better than guys can for the most part. It's just because we're intimidated by those women that do play games. But honestly, for me, if I had a girlfriend that played video games or didn't play video games, I would totally be fine either way, in any shape or form. Because honestly, if my girlfriend said to me, "You couldn't play video games," I would be disappointed, but I would have to be very sure, is that what I want? Because to tell you the truth, guys, and girls, if you're watching, you know how much money I spent on my PS4 games and my PS3 games within the past 20 years? I probably spent a cool I would say on an average week or so, depending on what year it is, I spent at least $300 after paying my rent. $300 a month. Think about that. Over the last 20 years of my life. That's way too much money if I could state that. And honestly, for me, I would have to be very certain that let me rephrase that. I've discussed it with all my friends, like some of my friends. I would rather spend money on my girlfriend, if I had one, than buy video games. That's just the bottom line. Because if I thought about my situation 10 times over, I would think to myself, my games will always be there. She won't be. So, I would be like saying to myself, how much money did I spend on video games? And I'm already 31. And I'm saying to myself, the only reason why I still buy video games is because I don't have a girlfriend. So, in retrospect, that's why I buy video games. Otherwise, all that money, besides my rent and paying all my bills off first, would go to her, which I'm totally fine with. But since that's not the case yet, I still buy video games because that's what I do for fun. And knowing how slow Sony is, I'll buy another game in about by this point I would have bought 20 already, but I've been returning a lot more stuff lately because it's the PS4, because of no backwards compatibility. Honestly, why would Sony get rid of that? Just out of curiosity, like, I don't understand that, but still, to this day, that's stupid. That's like getting, again, I will state the obvious in the subject. That's like the best part of the old stuff, since I'm talking about women. That's like getting rid of the best part of your current relationship. Like, that's like, that's what I would like to compare it to, but I'm just saying what I said because now the old PS2 stuff is coming to the PSN store, and honestly, like I said, women are perfectly capable of doing anything guys can do, and probably better. Because we spend just as much as they do, but we don't want to admit it. They spend $400 pairs on their high heels and stuff. Well, we spend $300 on a pair of sneakers because of Nike, because of Jordan, or whatever. I spend just as much as that, I'll admit that. just on a pair of sneakers. So we're just as capable as women are when it comes to shopping and stuff. And honestly, when I look at the gamer girl community out there, I think it's awesome too. And if they fix cars too, that's totally awesome. I think it's wonderful. I'm totally fine with it. I think we get this misconception that women cannot do anything better than guys can, which is totally false. I think they underestimate women all the time. I'm watching people do YouTube videos, and I'm watching what I hear on their other people's channels, and I'm like, I want to say, like, girls could be just as good as the guys are, and yet they should be able to express themselves freely by playing video games, or anything for that matter. Whether, if a guy, like, let's say a guy liked doing art, like he likes to draw, the most misconception is that that's a girl thing. If a guy likes to draw, I'm not gonna judge. I think it's fine. I think it's great too. If he likes to sew, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly normal. That's what he likes to do when he relaxes. That's perfectly fine. But their guy friends would laugh at them because of that. I say, no, I wouldn't laugh at you. I think it's perfectly fine. It's just like playing Minecraft. If you have a buddy that likes Minecraft and the rest of your buddies don't, that's perfectly fine. Anything is perfectly fine when it comes to any kind of subject, when it comes to my perspective, because women do that too. So it's perfectly fine whether in any situation, and guys do that too. So it's perfectly fine. For me, I won't judge any one of you whether you like to go shopping, because I know I do. Like, honestly, I'm probably the only guy that will predict how long your girlfriend will take in Victoria's Secret, which is usually 90 minutes or 45 minutes minimum, because I was raised by women, and I'm perfectly fine with my girlfriend going in there for, if I had one, for an hour and a half. I don't care. Depending on what mall I'm at, because I used to know people at South Coast. I usually hang out at South Coast Plaza. So, and I know there's a Victoria's Secret store in that store. So, if I got friends everywhere in that mall. So, if she's gonna take at least 45 minutes to an hour, I'll be like, to my girlfriend, if I had one, I'll be like, I'll be back. And I'll be back in 45 minutes, depending on how long I think she's gonna take, if I didn't want to go in there with her, because I got stuff to do. So when I'm at the mall, so I'll run errands and come back and carry her shopping bag on my wheelchair, on my tray, and I'll be perfectly fine. I'll be like, I'll be back. Just give me a ring when you're done. So, that's how I perceive it. So, but what I'm ultimately trying to say is, women are perfectly capable of doing anything a guy can do. Same with guys could be over shoppers too. So, in retrospect, the misconception is that women shop too much. Well, guys do that shopping stuff all the time too. We spend it all in bulk though, and women spend $400 in smaller increments. That's why it looks like we have, or they have more and we have less. But look it. In this bag, I have my 3DS, my at least 10 3DS games in here, and they're $30 a piece at least when they came out. And this alone probably has $1,000 in it if it was still at market value. So when the misconception is that girls are shopping too much, we're just shopping just as much, and we're just as capable as doing as women are. So when guys say girls can't play video games, sure they can. Depending on the girl, maybe she doesn't like playing games, or maybe she's never experienced that, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm talking about me, not another guy, but me personally, I don't have a problem with it. But the whole girl-guy dominant thing is totally out the door. I think we're misled what girls are actually capable of, and guys too, for that matter. I think because girls aren't as known to play video games, and when guys are shocked to hear that girls are playing video games, they're surprised by it. I was like, for me personally, I've always took it as they just haven't tried it yet, so they don't understand how the guy feels when we're playing video games. But if I had a girlfriend and she didn't want me to play video games anymore, based on how much I spent on video games alone, I would honestly consider stopping for the right girl, though, if it was in my interest. Because, damn, I spent $1,000 just in this, and got all my stuff put together. Cost at least, I would say, roughly $1 million, because I have my, at least that, over the past 20 years, and because I started when I was 10, so, because I started late when I was gaming, because I'm disabled and I had seizures when I was growing up too, so I was one of those late bloomers when it came to gaming, and now I have a whole stack full. My system collection, I'll explain it on another video, but all this misleading stuff that girls can't do as well as the guys can, I disagree with that statement. I think it should be commended that girls are able to fix cars and stuff like that in general, or even fix a pipe. That should be commended. But when guys mistreat the girl like they can't do nothing, that's a misleading statement, because guys could probably like what girls do, like crafts, stuff like that. So, me personally, I'm not gonna judge, but other guys might. But take it from me, I was raised by 4 different women, so I like to go shopping and stuff like that. So I got no problem with that. So I'm perfectly capable of going shopping like a woman, so it's perfectly fine. which I'm not too. I'm proud to admit that. Actually, I'm not too embarrassed by it. I'm actually. So that is it for this video. I don't know what else I want to talk about today, but check you guys later.
Text to speech unavailable. Text to speech unavailable here.